Hey everyone, this is Shakan from Chat with CCJ and Shakan Sweet Treats and Good Eats. And it's so great to be on here talking with you guys today. I haven't really been on in a minute. And I'm just popping on to just talk a little bit about my business. I've been in business for 10 years now, started in 2016. And I've had some changes going on from the ending of last year going into this year. I switched kitchens and you know, just making some changes and what I'm doing and how I'm doing things. We're still doing the sweet treats and the catering, of course, but now we're just trying to implement some new things into the mix. Pretty soon we're going to be online doing DoorDash, and I'm a little bit nervous because of course we don't know how that's going to go, if we're going to have a bunch of people or one or two stragglers. But I know starting off in the beginning it'll probably be kind of slow because it's going to take time, but I really do hope that it picks up. And I had my first networking event this year. It was a networking brunch and it turned out really well. So I was very excited about that. And I plan to do quarterly networking events now. And also just trying to get the word out about my business a little bit more in my community so that more people will know that there is now a soul food caterer in the area so that they can purchase orders or meal preps, because we're doing meal preps now, and I'm really excited about that. I have people ordering those here and there, as well as people ordering for other people, which I think is just so kind, right? And also this year, we have a big change coming because my husband is getting ready to retire from his job of 21 years and come and work with me in my business. We were just talking and he said, you've been running this 6 years by yourself. I help here and there where I can, but now it's just time to get the business going into another level, and it's going to take the both of us to do that. And hopefully with him coming on board, we'll eventually be able to grow even more and hire a team. Running a business is it's not easy, but it's so rewarding. It has its moments where it's really scary, and sometimes the bank account looks fantastic, and then other times it's like, oh my God, we got bills, Lord, please help. But the Lord is always on time, and I'm just so grateful for him and all of these changes. This is definitely a shift in our world. We both worked at the same company. I was there for 20 years and I left in 2020 to pursue my dreams, because I was doing the business and working, and I was exhausted. And now just doing this full time has really been great. And then, trying now to kind of post things here and there on social media. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not an influencer or anything like that. There's people out here that got 1,000 million followers and I don't have many, but I'm like, hey, there's someone out there that can relate to me and what I'm doing. And so I figure, content is content, and I'm going to post it because this could possibly help someone. When I started my business, I had 4 items on my website. I think it was just a cake, a rum cake, a sweet potato pie, pecan pie, some chocolate chip cookies. And now if you go to my website at www.shakansweettreatsandgoodeats.com, I have a plethora of items, from sweet treats to brunch to catering of soul food cuisine and breakfast. And I knew that even if I didn't have a storefront, because in the beginning I always felt like, well, if I don't have a storefront, I'm not really a business. I really had to change that mindset, because it's not where you're doing business, it's how you're doing your business. And when I started my business, I started out of my home. I got licensed so that I could ship across state lines, and instead of just having cottage, I wanted to be able to ship my items. So I got licensed, and then I started doing vendor events, and then I got my serve safe, and then I got registered at a kitchen so that I could cater. And from there, it's just really been a whirlwind. At first I really didn't know how far I would go. And, I've been catering for corporate companies here and there with thousands of cupcakes, which I never thought I would do. And then, catering for the city of Columbus, because I am a city of Columbus vendor. That has been exciting. And, getting calls to cater from, sororities like the AKAs, like that was a highlight. That was really exciting. And then, being able to cater for the city of Columbus breakfast and lunch for 2 days in a row. And that was for 150 people. And me and my husband rocked it out. And trust me when I say I was very nervous. And, as you can see from the pictures on here, I do really great treats, now am I, doing cakes that, where they can burn the heart thing and all of that? No, I don't do all that just yet. But, for me, it's slow and steady. I pick up things where I want to learn. And, as time goes on, when I have the time, then I try to venture out and try new things to add to what I have. But, for me, I learned do what feels comfortable to me, become a pro at it, and then move on to other things. And there's nothing wrong with venturing out, but there's also nothing wrong with doing what you are comfortable with doing, because that's what you will strive at. And, I got to add so many things to my business to make it run like how I would want when I do get my storefront or food truck. I added, oils, I added extracts, I added coffees, because those are things I knew I was going to want to have in my business. And then the gift cards and, doing vendor events here and there and sweets tables here and there, and just providing services to people that need me. I've always prayed, Lord, provide my services to people that need me, send me the people that need me, and send me the people I need, because we all are going to need help in our journey of being a business owner. So, I just wanted to kind of pop on and just say that, if you have a dream, don't give up on it, pursue it, take your time with it, research it. And if it's being a baker, if it's being a caterer, whatever it is, just do that. Do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, that's what's going to fulfill you, because I know it fulfills me. Even on the days where you may get up and be like, I don't feel like doing this today, I'm tired. At the end of the day, when you realize this is your business, this is what you have to do to provide, you will do it. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a sweet treat kind of day, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.